Good morning, students. Once again, welcome back in our online classes. Today, land resources is our second last topic of the first lesson of geography, that is resource and development. But before starting our topic, that is land resources, there is a question arises in my mind that why the colonies are the major attraction for the foreign invaders. Listen the question carefully. Why? You can store in another way. Why Britishers invade India? Then the answer of this question are tracing back in our history. Actually, the region which are rich in resources were the main cause for the foreign invaders, and India, no doubt, which is earlier called the Golden Bird, it was primarily due to higher level of technological development of the colonizing countries that helped them refers to Britishers, to exploit resources of other region and stabilize their power over the colonies. Therefore, resource is not merely a simple term. Resource can contribute by appropriate technological development and institutional changes can bring a lot of changes not only in the mind of the people but also to the nation. Therefore, in India, development in general and resource development in particular does not only involve the ability of resource but also the technology, quality of human resource, and the historical experiences of the people. As there are certain things which we have to discuss before land resources, that remembered the Club of Rome for the first time advocated resource conservation. We have studied resource conservation yesterday. That's why I would like to highlight this term, that the Club of Rome for the first time in 1968 advocated resource in a systematic way. Remember, that was in 1968. And then after, in 1974, Gandhian philosophy was once again presented by Schumacher in his book Small is Beautiful. And the seminal contribution with respect to resource conservation at the global level was made by the Brundtland Commission report in 1987. The question comes from here, that define Brundtland Commission report, when it was started, when it was originated. Then remembered, the Brundtland Commission report was made in 1987. According to this commission, sustainable development and advocated as a means for resource conservation, which was subsequently published in a book entitled Our Common Future. And then after, in 1992, as we discussed yesterday, first summit was made at Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. These are certain things which I would like to share with you with this online classes. Now, our topic, today's topic is land resources. As you see here, I have made already notes for you, that no doubt we live on land and perform our all activities on land and use it in different ways. As I have made my notes, as land is a natural or a biotic resource. Land is not a that is abiotic in natural of utmost. Utmost means very important resource. It support vegetation, wildlife, human beings, economic activities, transport and communication, etc. No doubt. India has different physiographic division, or we can say that India has different landforms like plain, plateaus, deserts, island, mountains. As we discussed, our topic is land, that's why we mainly focus on plain, plateau, and mountains. Desert, islands, not and coast are not included in our this graph, this pie graph. As you see, that plateaus constitute 27%, plains 30%, mountains 43%. Friends, remember one thing: plateaus, which is only of 27%, but for the purpose of mineral deposition, this 27% is very much important for the nation because most of the mineral are found under this plateau. Then, how land is utilized? Actually, these resources or land resources are used under following purpose that we described here as forest. Land is used as a forest. Then certain lands are not available for cultivation like vastland, barren land, and there are also some land which is not used for agricultural purpose like factory, then after garage. These are certain land which is not used for agriculture purpose. Then certain land are fallow land which is left 1 to 5 years uncultivated so that it naturally regrowth their fertility. Other uncultivated lands are also used like parks, burial ground. These are uncultivated lands. And net sown area. Actually, net sown area refers to that area which is sown more than once in an agricultural year plus has and if you plus this net sown area with sown area, it gave us gross cropped area. Then after, our second topic is controlling factors of land. It means that why some area are used as forest, some area reserved for fallow land. Actually, this is for two factors responsible for this different landforms or utilization. One is called physical factors such as topography. Topography means land features like plain, plateau, mountains. The second one is climate, and the third one is soil types. Soil types is also responsible for the use of land. Suppose in our country there are 6 types of soils which we discuss tomorrow about the types of soil. And the second one is human factor like population density, then technological development. These are certain factors that are responsible for the land use in our country. If there is any question arises relating to pattern of land use in India, then you must describe these two factors, that is physical factor that include topography, climate, soil, and human factor which include density of population or population density, then technological development, etc. And the last topic related to land resources is land degradation and conservation measures. Students, we have shared our land with the past generation and still we have to do with the future generation also. As you know that 95% of our basic needs like food, shelter and other forms are obtained from land. But due to certain human activities, the source from where we get our basic sources are degraded day by day, as that we say that land degradation refers to inability to grow crops or inability of land to satisfy the needs of people. As we see, I have made notes that human activities like deforestation, mining, overgrazing are responsible for land degradation. These are certain major factors which are responsible for degradation of land. And also, one of the major cause of land degradation is the wastage or effluents which is derived from industry are the major cause of land and water pollution. Now question is here again, if there is a land degraded, then how we should conserve it for our future generation and for ourselves also? Then certain measures or certain ways we have to adopt to solve the problem of land degradation. Like if there is a deforestation, then we have to do afforestation. That's why first point is afforestation and proper managing of grazing land. If we control these 2 points, then to certain extent the degradation of land could be handled. Then planting of shelter belts, basically in the contour lines. Then after stabilization of sand dunes, this is done by growing thorny bushes in the desert area. Then management of vast land, control of mining activities, and also the last and the most important point in controlling the land degradation is the proper discharge and disposal of industrial effluents. Effluents means wastage, and follow WWTP. WWTP refers to wastewater treatment plant. You must heard about this term in your previous classes, that is of class 8, about wastewater treatment plant. Actually, wastewater treatment plant is a process of refining the effluents which comes out from the industry and use it for proper way or use it for other purpose. Students, if we talk about mining, then these are certain other thing. Despite of these 6, I am going to highlight some fact about mining, that how mining caused havoc in the mind of the people. Actually, mining sites are abandoned after excavation leaving deep scars or traces of overburning. There are certain states like Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, and Odisha. Deforestation due to mining have caused severe land degradation. Even the states like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, overgrazing is one of the main reasons for land degradation. The states like Punjab, Haryana, UP, irrigation is responsible. Over irrigation is responsible for land degradation. Sorry. And the mineral processing like grinding of limestone for cement industry is responsible for dust in the atmosphere. It retards the process of infiltration of water into soil. It settles down on the land. And in recent time, industrial effluent, which we have also discussed, as waste have become a major source of land and water pollution in many parts of the country. Remembered, the judicial use of resources available in our country is the only method in conserving our resources so that our future generation could avail or could use this. Then for today's, I stop my class here. Tomorrow I shall again come with the last topic, that is soil resources. Thank you very much.